Hi guys, it's Summers here and welcome to another episode of my On the Road career mode series with Walsall. And as you can see here, we're just heading out to some training for the youth academy players. We've got Hughes, Murphy, McMahon, and we're going to change Peters for somebody else this time around. We're going to go for Casey Quinn, the young centre back. He's currently on 62. And we've got Hughes in 2 positions on the list at the moment, and McMahon we're going to also alter. We're going to try and get Quinny trained up by quite a bit because we need that cover at centre back now, I feel. He can also play as a right back, I believe, so he will be the cover that we need for whilst Wilson is out injured. So let's move into the first game of the episode. It's a home game at the Bescott, so it's a simmed one. And let's see how we can get on against Barnsley. Pinalos getting a booking there for his efforts on the 9th minute. Moving towards half time and Barnsley making a substitution, as have we. Pinnock getting a goal on the 56th minute for Barnsley. And that's how it's finished. It's a 1-0. Not the greatest of starts to an episode by any stretch of the imagination, but nevertheless we do not change any of the games that we play here, so we will accept that result and move on. Just changing Jamie Hughes' training mode here, just trying to select a different drill for him. He's gone up by 1 overall there to 66, and Casey Quinn has gone up by 1 overall to 63. So move out to the first played game of the episode as we face off against Doncaster at the Keep Mode Stadium. Here's our lineup for the game. Now the players that are obviously of Youth Academy are Hughes in goal, Cunningham's playing right back, Sangar, Paz and Peters at the back, so we've got all Youth Academy line up at the back. We've then got Newman in midfield, and obviously then we've got a glut of Walsall players filling the rest of the positions. Doncaster knocking the ball inside, trying to find some space on the edge of the box. That's a lovely through ball and a fabulous save from Hughes, but he was offside anyway. Yeah, he's not been able to keep his running line there. As Ginnerly comes inside to Ferrier. Ferrier smashes one, but the keeper is able to save. Corner taken by Dobson. Cunningham is underneath it, but he is a little bit underneath it and knocks it over the bar. Smashed. Doncaster on the attack, got the ball out wide here, knocked it into the box, and they've managed to get ahead. It's a really nicely worked goal, nice header, and Marquis has now got them onto the scoreboard just ahead of half time. Nice back heel there to the player out to the wing. And a lovely headed goal. Gets ahead of the defender. Doncaster again on the ball as we come towards the end of this half. Can't quite get the ball away, and Hughes has to make a fabulous save there as we go into the second half 1-0 down. Dungy there. Peters out on the left hand side. Can he get a decent cross in? Knocks it into the box, and Parker's knocked it up and over the bar. Ginnerly through ball to Gordon, who chased it into the corner. Cuts back, knocks it into the box. Ginnerly was there waiting, trying to get the ball, but it's been cleared away by Doncaster. Nice effort there by Gordon, but couldn't quite capitalise on it, and we've gone 1-0 down there to Doncaster. 2 losses on the board in this opening part of the episode. Not really a great start to this one, unfortunately, guys, but you know, this is what happens when you're trying to bed in a lot of youth players. Torben Newman got man of the match for us with a 7.7, Cunningham with a 7.3, Peters with a 7, Paz with a 6.2, Sangar with a 7.1, Hughes with a 6.9. Youth squad report here. Let's have a look at who we've promoted. Yves Cisse. He's a striker, has a potential of between 78 to 86, so we've popped him into the main squad. Also taking a look at some of the other players. And we've decided to release Schinkel. Had a potential of 75 to 81, but wasn't really progressing at the rate that we needed him to. As we move out to the next set of training scenarios, we've got Hughes, Murphy, McMahon, Quinn and Hughes in place at the moment, and we're going to swap out Hughes because he's got 2 training slots, the greedy beggar, at the moment, and we're going to swap in Cisse for him. He's going on first touch volley. Simulate those and see what happens. He got a B for his efforts and went up by 1 overall to 58. Okay, so here we've got the monthly scouting reports coming in. See what they found for us. So Conor Murphy's out in Italy, as we know, and he's got Alessio Lombardi, Antonio Esposito, Matteo Colombo, Daniel Conte, Luca Rossi and Matteo Marino that I can see from that screen straight away. Lombardi will be a 46 to 58 overall. Colombo 43 to 57, but potential quite high. Conte's potential's very low, as is Rossi, so they can be rejected. Got Matteo Marino 52 to 70 with a potential of 72 to 94. Could be a very interesting player. Worth £240,000 as well. So we're going to sign him up to the youth academy. With that kind of potential, 72 to 94, I will be keeping a very close eye on him to see how he progresses. The rest of those players there, we've just decided to keep an eye on in the last month of this particular scout report. We're rejecting some of these Swedish players because they're just not up to the kind of standard that we need. Not really had much success out in Sweden, if we're honest, have we? I wasn't particularly expecting a great deal of progress out there, but hopefully we can pick up maybe one player, of which Alexander Pearson looks to be particularly good. 52 to 70 with a potential of 59 to 81. So his spawn rating should be quite decent because of that crossover rating. We'll see where he actually comes in, and hopefully he'll be a decent player. So let's have a look at Sean King. Obviously we sent him to Scotland. We've got Shane Mitchell, worth 100,000. Dave McKeith. Patrick Wilson. And Ewan Watson. Young goalkeeper, 15 years of age and worth £475,000. We're going to sign him up to the youth academy. He has a potential of 74 to 94, so he's certainly one that we're going to keep our eye on. Okay, so we move out to the next game of the episode, and it's another home game at the Bescot, and we're facing off against Oxford United. A game full of action by the looks of it. Yellow card there for Hansen as for Oxford. Substitutions coming in play now. more substitutions, but no real action as Brannigan scores on the 89th minute and robs us of a draw. We go down 1-0 to Oxford. Let's move out to the training scenarios. Cisse, Murphy, McMahon, Quinn and Hughes in place at the moment, but we're going to try swapping out McMahon. Got Staunton in the wings, Niall Staunton. I'm going to say he's the, I don't know, what should we call him, the cousin of Steve, the nephew. Let's go with nephew. He's Steve Staunton's nephew. He's now got 50 overall. Let's move out to the next game of the episode. We're on the road, of course, and we're against Accrington Stanley at the Crown. As DK would say, Accrington Bastard Stanley. In the lineup we have Hughes, Sangar, Paz, Peters, Cunningham, Newman and Cisse, all products of the Youth Academy. Have got away down the line here, chipped one up into the box and they've managed to get a goal. 37 minutes into this game and Zanzala gets himself on the score sheet for Accrington Stanley. They are really a bogey team in the lower leagues. They are difficult to play against. Coming forward again, Accrington, and got to the back post and Hughes has had to make that save. As we come in towards half time. Off down the wing here with Cunningham. Got a bit of pace, that boy, into Parker. Parker with the effort. Just drags it wide as we go into half time. 1-0 down against Accrington Stanley. Dobson. Parker takes the dip. It's deflected wide, but it still wasn't a bad effort nonetheless. Accrington with the corner here. Into the box, can't get it clear, and Accrington go 2-0 up. So come to the camera to celebrate. It's just a header from a corner. You know, we've all scored those. It's nothing spectacular. Hughes perhaps could have done a little bit better. His positioning could have been a little bit better, but he is a Youth Academy player, so we have to give him a little bit of credit and expect that kind of thing to happen. Parker with the air shot there. Comes out to Peters, into Newman, who's knocked it over to Cunningham here on the right hand side. Cuts back, knocks it into the box. Not a bad effort there from, I think that was Cisse getting his first attempt on goal. Cunningham, Ferrier, overlap to Parker, and that is a terrible effort from Parker. Terrible, terrible effort. Accrington coming forward towards the end of this game, knock it into the box, and they've managed to get a third. Woeful performance against Accrington Stanley. Just a chip up, and I think that's Sangar in the middle. Just doesn't know where he is, kind of thing, and just gets caught out by the striker who gets in ahead of him. Hughes can do nothing about it. So yeah, we've lost 3-0 in that one. Really poor results. We didn't have too many chances either, and the ones we did, we squandered. Cunningham got himself a 7.4, Paz a 5.6, Sangar a 6.2, Hughes a 7, Peters a 6.6, Newman a 6.7 and Cisse a 6.5. As we move out to some more training, Cisse, Murphy, Staunton, Quinn and Hughes in the slots at the moment, but we're going to have a change around with Hughes. Swap him out for Philip Campbell on adept attacking scenarios. And we went up by 1 overall straight away to a 59. And that's it for this episode. It was a poor one in terms of the results that we got, not only in the home fixtures by simming them, but also on the road with the ones that I played. So apologies for that, but you know, this is how these things kind of happen, momentum wise and all of that sort of stuff. But if you did enjoy the episode, don't forget to hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel for future FIFA 2019 content.